Hey everybody, what's up? What's going on? So today you have now tuned into my Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. I had to make sure I said the right name this time because I think I messed it up last time. Alright, so this episode, it was alright. It wasn't all crazy or anything like that. It wasn't like one of those viral where they fighting and stuff type of episodes, but it was alright. It was okay. As you guys know, well, some of you probably know, they also had the award show playing. I saw like the first few minutes of it, and then I just kind of switched over to Real Housewives. Guys, make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Also, be sure to share this video wherever you like to share videos, and give it that good old thumbs up. Shout out to everybody that has supported, you know, my YouTube cousin Mike B, my girl, my YouTube family, Miss The Ghetto View, you know, Ashley Miller, everybody who's supported in any way, shape, or form. All right, so let's go ahead and do this recap. So Cynthia and Noelle, in the beginning, they were just like playing a game or whatever, a game of tennis. And it was nice to see them, you know, bonding and doing things together. They do seem like they have a pretty good and open type of relationship, which is cool to see with a mother and daughter. And, you know, it's just pretty much the two of them now that pretty much live together. Like, the father's still in the picture, of course, but as far as the two people that's together all the time, it's just the two of them now that Peter's out of the picture. So she does talk to her about a line that she's coming out with. She said her eyeglasses did very well, and now she's coming out with a bag line called Cargo, and she actually wants her daughter to be the face of the company. So that's pretty cool. She wants her daughter to get into like modeling and see if she likes it or whatever. Her daughter even said that she's going to be going to school in LA. So Cynthia's thinking about maybe, you know, she's having them separation issues, so she's thinking about maybe going off to LA herself. You know, because now it's really just going to be her by herself when Noelle goes away to college. So Sharee, she says that, well, she's with her kids in the next scene that they showed. And she says that Bob, he was actually ordered to maintain the mortgage for the house that they were living in initially. And he didn't do that. He lied about how much he made and things like that. So they ended up having to move to a 3-bedroom condo. So it's like they went from having their own house to living in a condo. So it was a big drastic change for them. And now she's moving into Chateau Sharee, but unfortunately her son's not going to be able to be there because he's going off to a different college and he's getting his own apartment. So it's just going to be the two, her and her daughter. Kind of similar to the whole Noelle and her mom. But so he's saying, oh, there's not going to be a man in the house now. So the daughter suggested that Bob, the dad, should be the one to move in with them. And Sharee's just like, that's not happening right now. He hasn't done anything to prove himself. And to be honest, I mean, that's a hard situation because her daughter did mention forgiveness. But after somebody, like, literally, like, didn't care about you or like any of his children, I think they're both his children, so he didn't care about his kids. He just allowed them to like pretty much have to move everything from where they were into a smaller place while he was most likely still living good. It's just like real messed up. He cheated on her and lied about it. So I don't know, I mean, it's always good to forgive people, but when they did so much to you and they kind of made you, it's almost like he kind of made her into the person she is today because she had to find another way to support herself, and she had to do things like come on this show. She had to do, you know, all kind of things in order to be able to pay for this new house that she's going to be able to live in now. So yeah, I don't know if you can forgive somebody who did all that to you. I mean, me personally, I've been through, y'all already know, I always be talking about stuff. I don't know, like, well, my son's father, he already, like, lost all his privileges with everything because you can only give somebody but oh so many chances to F you over, you know? And I don't know if Bob actually deserves any more chances to do her wrong. But maybe perhaps now because she has the upper hand, maybe now he'll be able to respect her more. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you should go back to somebody that hurt you that much just because you're lonely, you know, or just because you're familiar with them. So Kandi goes to see her mama, and we find out that her mama doesn't even want to watch Little Ace unless she gets paid for it. I'm like, really? I mean, come on. That's just a all-time low. Like, come on, that's your grandchild, and you don't even want to watch him. She said she don't want to watch him ever unless... And then she mentioned, like, oh, she would have to pay her. And I'm like, that's too much. It's like, some people, like, they just take advantage of you because they know that they can. And I feel like, yes, that's her mom and everything, and you owe her life. But a mother, even a mother, can take advantage of you because they know that you're going to do something. And remember how she was acting before when she thought Ty was going to come in and take everything. She was just worried. She was being so stank and rude. Honey. So, yeah. So, supposedly, they talk a little bit about her daughter's father, Block, and how he never paid child support. And... yeah, like Kandi's just like, she don't even care about the money anymore. She just wants to like move forward. And her mother's like, you know, you shouldn't really give him any chances to take advantage of you. This is why people take advantage of you. Just keep him away. Kenya and Phaedra, they meet up. And I noticed that like Kenya was throwing so much shade. Even she first started throwing shade when she was talking about Portia. And Phaedra kind of shut that down. And I think she kind of learned from previous mistakes that she made with Kandi. When certain people would say something about Kandi and she would like kind of laugh about it or just sit there and just let it rock. And that's what kind of made their relationship get messed up. So I seen that she was really trying to shut down a lot of the things that Kenya was saying. But the main thing that she wanted to talk about was her camp. That she's doing. She wants to do like a charity thing, and because Kenya was Miss Michigan, I believe she was Miss Michigan, the camp is in Michigan or something like that, so it just all works out. So she wanted to have her assistance with that. Bob, he finally apologizes to Sharee when they go out on a date, but he looks so raggedy. Like, he look all regular and she's all dressed up to the nine, like they were going to like some fancy restaurant or something. I'm like, bro, you really need to step your game up. Like, wasn't he an athlete or something? Like, you get some money, or you got money, so come on, you could do better than that. I know you've been around refined people. You don't gotta act like you from the hood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's elevated herself and he's still stuck in the ghetto or whatever. That's what it kind of seemed like. But she trying though. She trying to move forward. She giving him chances, but I don't know. I feel like she could do better. Once again, I said I feel like she kind of just sticking with what she's familiar with. You know, you don't want to get some new when you can have the one that you had before, you know. But you still gotta test that, make sure it gets tested and make sure it's good, because he probably been here, there, and slinging that thing all around the town. You know what I'm saying? So even though you're familiar with it, that don't mean it's clean. Check that. Sharee, Kenya, Kandi, Portia, Mallory, and Phaedra, they all go to play laser tag, and she gives them her proposal after they're done, and Phaedra tells them that she asked them if they would be able to assist her with the charity stuff, and everybody agrees, and they have little things that they'll be able to contribute, like their merchandise, whatever it is that they're promoting, they'll be able to promote it there as well. So it works out for everybody. And then it kind of goes left when she asks Sharee and Kenya if they'll be able to coexist and, you know, just do the darn thing for a good cause. They start throwing shade at each other back and forth, talking about some hold this and hold that. And I'm just like, come on, y'all. For real. You know, can we be civilized for a moment? But Kenya went a little too far when she said something about... she said something to Sharee like, oh, where you going with that Mama Joyce wig on? Kandi was eating. All of a sudden she was like, She like, stop eating her bread for a minute. She's like, wait, hold on. Don't be talking about my mama. Don't put my mama, like, you already know. When it comes to family, you could walk all over Kandi. You could step on her and she'll just cry about it. But when you talk about her family, she's ready to fight. Like, she does not play. Like, she is real, like, mother cub on it. You know what I mean? Like, she does not play when it comes to her mom, Todd, her child, Riley, like any of them. Probably her cousins, who knows? Like, with family, she's just real, like, protective of them. So I really like the relationship that Cynthia and Leon actually have, you know, because although they're exes, they're still able to coexist, co-parent, and just have like a really good relationship. It's almost like they're best friends, and it doesn't seem like there's anything sexual going on. It just looks like it's really official, like family. I mean, if I was his wife, I don't know how I would feel about that, you know, because I don't know if I would want them like going out on little like dinners and stuff. It would make me feel weird just because I'm not a very trusting type of individual. It would make me feel funny. Unless I could go with you, then that's a different story. But they seem to have like a real neutral type of relationship where it's just like the bestie situation. And Leon did say that he kind of personally feels like she did rush the marriage, but he's very supportive of her and whatever decision it is that she's making right now. I remember before he did tell her to try to work on it, because at the end of the day, she is married and she got married for a reason. But I guess she did try to work on it and it didn't work. So you gotta take the next step so that you live a happy life and you're not just doing something just to save face, which a lot of people actually do. They're miserable in their marriages, but they stay in them for the kids, or they stay in them because they don't want to feel like a failure, or because they don't want to be embarrassed to their family or whatever. But at the end of the day, you gotta live life for you and make sure that you are happy. So while Kandi is driving with Mama Joyce, Mr. Block, which is Riley's father, he ends up calling, and he says that he wants to start co-parenting. And Kandi's just like, co-parenting? Like, this girl's already 15 years old. Where have you been all this time? At the end of the day, she's not really trying to like stop them from hanging out or anything. But the way he was acting, he acts like he doesn't understand why Kandi is the way she is. And then he was talking about oh, I'm not going to chase y'all for communication. Like, what you mean you're not going to chase us for communication? You need to do something. You need to step up. And her mother mentioned something about the money, but she was like, nah, you're not going to go back and forth. So she kind of like squashed that right there. But yeah, after she finished talking to him on the phone, after he was starting to act like he was getting mad, like he's entitled to get mad after he hasn't paid child support in how many years, but yet he's rich and, you know, throws money around and flaunts it, and he like doesn't do anything as far as trying to reach out, or hasn't been very consistent with it. You acting like you mad. Like, you're not entitled to be mad. You know what I mean? So yeah, after she hangs up the phone, she gets like real upset about the whole situation. She literally started crying. And you know how Kandi is. Every time she gets upset, she starts crying. I guess because of the fact, like, sometimes I could be like that. Like, when you feel like you can't do anything at that moment, but you're just so mad, you just like burst. It's almost like you went boop and just burst the bubble and the tears just fall out. But you're not sad. You're just really, really upset to that point. So that's how she was. And she's just like, how dare him act like he doesn't know why I am the way I am. Like, all the things that you've done over the years. Like, he literally said he wasn't even going to be there. And he said that from the beginning. And that's pretty much what he did. Like, he followed through with what he said he was going to do. So that's pretty much the episode, y'all. I don't blame Kandi, girl. I don't blame you. But at least she's being nice enough to not be on some, oh no, you gotta go to court if you want to see her, I don't care. Like, some people would straight up do that, and that's not what she's doing. She's at least willing to, you know, try to find a way and actually talk to Riley and see what Riley wants to do as well, because Riley's not a baby anymore. She can make her own decisions, and she's had issues with. She's trying to hang out with him or whatever, and it just didn't work. So, you know, you don't want to keep on putting your child out there to kind of get crushed or hurt by their other parent. So yeah. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode down below, and I'll see you next week for a new one. All right. Also, Empire's coming back Wednesday, and Monday, tomorrow, that will be Love and Hip Hop New York. So make sure you guys keep it locked. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one.